Okay. Yes. So see here. So we have seen this one, reading and analysis of maps. So some of you in the middle, just take the screenshots and keep in the WhatsApp. All groups, not only one group, all groups. Okay. So reading and analysis of maps. So what is the meaning here means? So just already we have said this one. So how this world map and how the preparation of maps was started. So immediately the man did not draw on the map correctly. So one by one stages was there. So if you see this one before going to that, so this is the difference between photograph and map. So if you take the photograph of this total world, so it may be looking like this. Okay. So here we can see the photograph of the world map, which is taken from the satellites. But if you see this one map, so in the map which is uh, drawn by the man, that is geographers. But in the map we can see that all the labels, okay, labels can be seen, even the country's boundaries. So everything can be seen. But here in this one photograph, so we can't see these labels and everything. Okay, so like the difference was there. And also we have seen this one, the Sumerians. So Sumerians are the first people to draw that world map, but they have thought that the world map is in the rectangular shape or square shape. Next, after that, Babylonians, we have seen this one also. Okay, next after that, so we have seen here also the Hecataeus map. According to Hecataeus, so to some extent he has drawn the 3 continents. So he has drawn 2 circles, inner circle and outer circle. In between this one, so he said that there are oceans are there, and he has given the names for 3 continents. One is Europe. Europe is shown in the bigger and larger manner. The of Asia is shown in the smaller one, while the other continent is Libya. Okay, and in the middle you can see that Mediterranean Sea. So the name only indicates that Mediterranean Sea. Okay, so it is called as the Mediterranean Sea. So here, just we are calling this. What is the meaning for this Mediterranean Sea? Means middle of the world. Okay, so middle of the world. That means it was present in throughout the world. It was present in middle. So just wait for some time. Okay, come to the point. So see here, this is the world map according to this Hecataeus. Okay, Hecataeus has designed this world map. So according to this one, so there are 3 continents are there surrounding with oceans. Okay, but this was to some extent it was very similar to the present day world map. But when come to this, but this was not completely colliding with the present day world map. So that's why next one is the map by Al Idrisi. So he is one of these Arabian. That means he belongs to Arabia. Okay, Arabian geographer in the year 1154. So we have discussed this one also. So no need to discuss once again. So according to this one, this is the world map according to the Chinese geographer. His name is Da Minghu E2. Okay, from China. That is in the year 1389. Okay. So remember this one. Next one. So this is the world map according to Bible. So many geographers, they thought that by reading the Bible also they have designed world map. Okay. So according to this Bible, they place the place of this Jesus Christ in the middle of the world. Remaining 2 continents are present in a slow manner. That means in a lower manner. Okay, so in a lower size. Next one is, this is the Ptolemy's map. So according to the books of Ptolemy, so some of the people has listened. That means some of the people has researched the books of Ptolemy. So Ptolemy is a great explorer. He has explored from Europe to other Asia countries like China and India. While he was traveling, so he has wrote many books. So by reading the books of this Ptolemy, so they have designed the world map. So according to this Ptolemy's books, this is the world map, but this is also not colliding with the present day world map. Now after that, here we can see this Gerardus Mercator. So he belongs to Dutch country. Okay, so Gerardus Mercator has designed nearly 80% of the present day world map. So this is the final map. And after seeing this Gerardus Mercator world map, then slowly other Europeans, they have started the designing of present day world map. So after this Gerardus Mercator only, now present day we have seen this world map after lot of changes. Okay, so this is about the changes, how these changes are occurred in the designing of world map. Now come to this one. So this is our topic. So till that topic we have completed. So from this topic onwards, so we have to tell. Okay, now see here. So Britishers, this is called as how this India map was designed. So this is the India map according to Britishers. Okay, according to Britishers. So see here. First, who has started the designing of India map? So the designing of India map is not an easy task. So there are so many geographers, they have tried for designing of India map, but we don't know how much extent in India was there. They don't know that what is the exact location of what is the exact boundaries for India, because at the time India is the largest country. So nowadays also, now the present day, the India map is that means India is called as the 7th largest country in the world. You know that. So it is the 7th largest country, okay, in the world. So first one is Russia. Russia is the biggest country in the world. Next, second one biggest country is Canada. First Russia, next second Canada, third USA, fourth China, next fifth Brazil or Brazil, next sixth one is Australia. So these are the largest countries or biggest countries. Next seventh one is our India. Okay, so these are the sizes of India. Okay, so here when the Britishers came to India, they want to draw the world map. So for that, for drawing this world map, the India map, so the British governors, that means the British officials, they have allotted separate department. A separate department was allotted for drawing of India map. So because at the time there is no clarity that how much extent India was there. So for that purpose, they have designed a separate department. So the name of the department is called as Survey General. Okay, its name is just Survey General. So or it is also called as a Survey of Generals of India. So here in this Survey General, that means it is called as Survey of India. Sorry, it is called as Survey of India. This is the department name. And for this Survey of India, one general will be there. So general is nothing but just like manager or just like a chief of this Survey General. Okay, so that is the Survey of India. So here in this department, so how they have designed the map means first in the 1802, William Lambton, so his name is just it is the British person. So William Lambton, so began one of the most important geographical survey in the world from Chennai in the south and to the Himalayas. So here William Lambton was there. William Lambton, how he is appointed as a Survey General. Just remember, so Survey General is William Lambton. So the project was allotted to William Lambton in the year 1802. So here, and he is the head of the total survey of India. So this is a separate department for designing a map. Now, how this William Lambton was going to design the map? So before going to designing this India map, so he want to conduct some surveys. Okay, surveys means what? So how many peoples are there? So how many peoples are having in each and every state? Okay, in each and every region, how many peoples are residing, what is the total population. So everything should be known. So like that here, he started his survey from Chennai. So here Chennai was there. That is, in those days it is called as Madras. Okay, it is called as just Madras. Okay. So from Madras, he started his journey traveling towards the north side of India like this. But here, so his just his total project is he want to conduct the surveys from Madras to Himalayas. So here you can see that this Himalayas. So Himalayas are present like this. So from Madras to Himalayas, he want to travel, and while traveling, he must discuss about all the. That means he must survey all the people around these sites like this. So this is the project of this William Lambton. But here, after reaching to some extent, so just William Lambton, he was going to do surveys. So while he was traveling from Madras to the Himalayas, so just he has first he want to travel from here means he was going to Kerala. Then he has inquired all the people what is the boundaries for Kerala and everything. Next, he also inquired about the Chennai. Then slowly after doing these surveys and collecting all the information, so once again he traveled towards the north side. And here in this north side again he stayed for some time. He also went to different parts of the sites and what is the extent of this India, what is the population, how much population was extended, what is the fields. So everything surveys were done. So like that he was going to do in each and every part that is survey. But when he reached to this place, so he was unfortunately he was died. Okay, the William Lambton, as he became very old age, so he was died because of ill health. Then the survey was stopped. Only just South India was to some extent only just he was taken this survey. Now he was, but the remaining project, so the project was not completed. That was stopped. Then again, so one more person was allotted. This project was allotted to the other person. His name is so George Everest. So his name is George Everest. So George Everest was continued the same project, and from here again, after collecting the information from these places, so once again, so he traveled from this place to the Himalayas like this, and finally, so successfully he went to different parts of the India from east and west, and again from east and west he has collected the information and done the surveys, and finally he has reached to the point of the Himalayas. Okay, and he has reached to one place. So here we can see that very highest mountain in the world. So he reached from Madras to the highest mountain in the world, and this mountain was named as Mount Everest. Okay, so now it is called as just Mount Everest. So he has reached to the highest mountain on the earth, and he also calculated the height of this mountain also. So he said that the total height of this mountain is nearly 8,000, so 848 meters. Okay, so this is the total height of this mountain. So the Mount Everest was named after this geographer. So finally, after going to this place, so finally the George Everest has completely designed this India map. Okay, so this is the geographers, so how these Britishers have drawn this India map. So till this extent, India is having the boundaries like this. Okay, so they said, so even this also drawn in the map. So everything was drawn here, and here in the small things, so they have shown with different things. So here what we can see means the separate regions are there. That is here islands were there, separate islands. Those islands also controlled by India. That is now it is called as Lakshadweep. So those islands also shown in the map. So and he has said that its name is just Hindustan. Okay, Hindustan. So in this way, the map of India was designed. Okay. So next, so this is the total India map, the first time designed by the Britishers. Now, so this is about the designing of India map. Now, next one, what is the topic means here? For designing of these maps, so what we require means, so there are some things are there. So which are mainly needed for designing of any map. Suppose if you want to draw any map, so we require some things. So we have discussed already this one in the 7th class also. So if you want to draw any map means we require first one is scale. Okay, scale, next directions, next colors. Okay, next contour lines. We have seen the contour lines in the 7th class. Next after that MSL, mean sea level. So all these things are called as the requirements or the needy things for drawing any map. Okay, so see here, we can see this. So use of maps in our times. So nowadays, how these maps are helpful. So what are the uses of maps? So in the exam, definitely they may ask one question. So write about the uses of maps. So here it is given that. So how these maps are helpful? So without maps, I think man cannot survive. In my opinion, I can tell that as a social department, I can tell that so without maps we cannot survive, because if you want to move from one place to another place, then you are asking somebody. Suppose if you reach to any town, then you are just if you want to find any address, then what you are going to do? You don't know the address. So then you are asking somebody to tell about the directions for that address. So if you are giving directions means that is called as mapping. Okay, so maps are helpful for each and every place, each and everywhere we can see this using of these maps. So not only this one, even this so in this one we can see these maps. So in the olden days also we can see that so where is this village tanks are there, where is these agricultural fields are there, next where how much extent the fields are there, cultivated lands, agricultural lands. So for knowing of all these things we require maps. Not only this one, even in the driving also. Okay, so suppose if you see in the trains also you can see the maps, and in the aviation mainly, aviation nothing but just if you see these airports, in the airports also we can see these maps. So we can write your own also. So this question can be written by your own. So write about the uses of maps means we can write whatever the things you know about the how, where and how we can use these maps. Okay, like that. Next one is here reading thematic maps. So what is the meaning for thematic maps? So thematics, what is the meaning for thematic means? So there will be some maps which represents about particular thing. Okay, particular thing means what? Suppose example, if you are discussing about population of India, then for showing the population also, we can design the map. They are called as population maps. Suppose if you are thinking about the economy, okay, what is the how much how much is, income is coming for every state. So how much, what is the income of Andhra Pradesh, what is the income of Tamil Nadu. So if you are discussing about the financial matters means we can draw separate map, that is called as the economic maps. This is called as economical map or just economics map. So if you are representing any particular thing, then that kind of maps are called as thematic maps. Okay, so next apart from this one, there are some we can classify the maps into two types. So one is the physical map. We can call this physical map or also called as outline map. Okay, next one is political map. So political map means what is the difference between these two maps? So physical map is nothing but here we can see all the relief features. Relief features means like mountains, plateaus, plains, rivers, valleys. So all these things they are called as physical map. And here in this one also we can't see the boundaries of countries, but just we can see only these physical features, or they are called as relief features. That means contents. Okay, what are the relief features? So mountains, plateaus, plains, rivers, like that. Okay, next one is political map. So political map is nothing but we can see boundaries. So we can see the boundaries also. Not only this one, even we can see these capital cities and also labels, capital cities, next to cities, city names, roads. Okay, so this is boundaries for districts, boundaries for states, boundaries for countries. So everything can be seen in this political map. Okay, so that is the difference between physical map and political map. So in the exams also, they will be asking that, so what is the, sir, give this either physical map or political map. So like that they may ask, or outline map or political map, like that. Okay, so that is about the different kinds of maps. Okay, so next just we move forward. So see here, next, yes. So very important thing to know is for designing of any map, we require colors also. Okay, colors are also very important. So in the 7th class only we have seen this one. Again, the chapter was given in detail. So colors are very important for representing of heights. So in the 7th class we have seen that colors are used mainly for representing of these height of places. But here based on colors also, we can see that what is the use of that color in the map. So suppose example here, dark green was there. Dark green indicates forest. Okay, suppose in the India map we can see that where green color is there, so that place can be known as the forest. Next, light green is there, so light green indicates just like a grasslands. So this is not the forest, but we can see this is also one of the forest, but just most of them we can see this grass, so that's why it is called as grasslands. Next one is brown color. So land useful for agriculture. So agricultural land can be noted with brown color. Okay. Next one is yellow color. Yellow color mainly used for cropped area. So how much area was cultivated, how much area was cropped. So that can be useful for the yellow color. So wherever you can see, suppose if you see this atlas. So atlas, sometimes they may ask for a question, one more question. Define atlas. Atlas is nothing but, so it is a book of maps. Okay, in the book of maps, so we can see these colors. Suppose if you see any map, that is India map or world map, like that, so we can see these colors on this map. Where there is yellow color is there, so that area is cropped area. And sometimes now dark gray color. Dark gray color indicates that mountains. Next, light gray color indicates hills. Okay, next, yellow color, light yellow color indicates plateaus and swamps. So plateaus means what? Just like that there will be some big stones, but they are not mountains. So such kind of places are called as plateaus. And swamps is nothing but just we can see that large stone.